Welcome to the Stargate Astrology Series, bringing you your constellation connections. Hello and welcome all you gorgeous sky watchers out there. Stargate opportunities begin this week with a secret portal opening up in the star Markab, when a new moon vortex in the sign of Pisces the Fish on February 20th provides a pathway through this star path. You'll be able to use the Stargate to gain the help of the star magic angel of this star to bestow to you the heartfelt security and the support of sisterly or brotherly love, opportunities to unite many people under one banner, to become proficient at healing confined persons or creatures, and even to legally overcome the detention centers that unjustly detain or incarcerate innocent people or innocent creatures. Now, through revealing to you this ancient secret knowledge of the Magi, we are enabling you to access powerful Stargate frequencies once only available to the pre-scientists of Atlantis. We will be giving you the names of the Stargate pointer stars of the accessible constellations opening up this week, in addition to the pertinent star magic angels and lords, as well as images or icons which you yourself can use as magical talismans to gain more wealth, more power, and better health, and increased fitness too. These images and these methods are actually the true secrets of the ancient astrologists that creators of advertisements, movies, television shows, plays, paintings, and also social media use to conjure responses from audiences. We want to empower you and show you how you can draw upon these images to your great benefit. And now here are your weekly Stargate names, bringing to you many opportunities to improve your life, as well as star magic angels and the lords, which are the powerful guardians of each Stargate, and lunar mansion pathways to access each Stargate from February 20th to February 26th of 2023. Now, mansions of the moon signs pathways to each Stargate, and these are the star magic opportunities. First, we have the new moon in Pisces. It happens at 7:05 a.m., and that's on February 20th. Then we have a waxing crescent moon on February 21st to the 26th, with Luna transiting through the signs of Pisces, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. We're using tropical astrology and universal time coordinated. Complete receptive magic spells before a new moon reaches total concealment, and projective magic rituals after Luna's absolute darkness. Use projective imaginings, pictures, films, advertising, or magic during a waxing crescent moon. Now, this is when you will notice that you will be actively causing the events that occur in your life rather than events coming towards you. So you're going to be actively projecting, causing events, pushing your energy this way, okay? Out. Now, this is a purposefully active, or again, projective consciousness, where you will create icons, pictures, sigils, sounds, or recordings with the intention of absorbing these pre-made magical talismans when Luna goes into a decreasing moonlight phase. Understand that you can also gather things for yourself when Luna is increasing, and then go ahead and view the things or listen to the things or read the things you've gathered for yourself, or gaze upon, if you have pictures that you want to have come into your life. This is how you do it precisely, okay? This is how these visualizations, that is an ancient secret, it's how these ancient secrets actually really work. There's a trick to it, of course, okay? You have to do it at the right time during the right moon phase. Okay, that's the secret. Now, here now are your daily Stargate Lunar Mansion star magic pathways, including angels and lords, astrology guidance for February 20th to February 26th. First, we are going to begin with February 20th. We have a Pisces new moon happening at 7:05 a.m. or 07:05 hours in lunar mansion number 26, spanning from the end of Aquarius, the water bearer, to the beginning of Pisces, the fish, occurring over 4 hours before a waxing crescent moon moves into lunar mansion number 27 at 11:42 a.m., or that's 11:42 hours. Firstly, a Pisces new moon voyaging through lunar mansion number 26, the one that occurs at 07:05 hours in the morning, the star Markab, okay, is the Stargate we access for star magic opportunities when Luna activates this lunar mansion. It's good for brotherly love or sisterly love, the uniting of people under one banner, healing for confined persons and creatures, though this mansion does obliterate detention centers and other kinds of structures. But this can be favorable if the structures that are being destroyed are like bad laws that incarcerate people unjustly, those kind of things. Now, use a picture or an icon of a woman cleansing and grooming her hair, okay, for it brings you love and favor. From the first drawing or the first draining in the constellation of Pegasus, the winged horse, and also it has to do with the constellation of Pisces, the fish also, okay? So Pegasus, the winged horse, and Pisces, the fish, with lunar angel Tagriel, and the Lord of this mansion, his name is also Tagriel. Sometimes the name of the Lord and the angel are the same. Not often, but sometimes. Secondly, on the same day, okay, on the 20th, a Pisces waxing crescent moon voyages to lunar mansion number 27 at 11:42 hours. That's the stars Algenib and Alpharaz are the stargates we access for star magic opportunities when Luna activates this lunar mansion. Profitable for gaining substantial cash or credit, reaping rewards, and healing ailments. Beware the tricksters find opportunity to making mischief during this mansion, okay? And they will do so. They will do so if they are given free reign, okay? So any kind of trickster, any kind of Loki god, any kind of joker, this is their mansion, okay? This mansion is awful for sailors, and it prolongs the confinement of detainees. Structures sort of become more fragile and more delicate during this mansion also. Beware pictures or figures of an angel or a man sporting wings on his back, okay? Carrying a punctured cup or vase that loses its liquid through many small holes running out in many thin streams. For this symbol causes the ruination of aquifers and water sources when conjurers inundate the vessel deep into the water source, which they will to devastate. From the second drawing or second draining in the constellation of Pegasus, the winged horse, Andromeda, the princess, and Pisces, the fish, with lunar angel Alhiniel and Lord Ablamel. February 21st, we have a Pisces waning, February 21st, we have a Pisces, it's a waxing crescent moon in lunar mansion number 28 at 08:16 hours. The star Myrak is a stargate we access for star magic opportunities when Luna activates this lunar mansion. Makes people safe when going on expeditions into perilous locations. Beneficial for growing your inventory and reaping your yields. Very good for people that are married, okay? And it brings couples happiness. It brings people that are couples that have been together for a long time, or people that are married or engaged, especially married people, though, it brings them much happiness. And it fortifies detention centers. And also beware that this mansion can cause you to sort of lose your riches, and also can cause military forces to overwhelm villages. So those are the things you want to guard against, okay? So you want to make sure that you hold on to your riches, and you want to make sure that you have good protection for your villages, for your towns, for your communities, for your cities, for your neighborhood. Also, you want to go ahead and make sure that your riches are well protected, okay? You want to make sure that you're not leaving yourself vulnerable during this mansion. That's very important. Use a picture or figurine of a big fish swimming in the midst of a group of small fishes to cause your fishing exploits to become more successful. For this rendering causes fishes to gather towards you for whatever type of fish you wish to catch. Now, I know that you can also do this you can use this kind of thing in sales promotions, okay? So like it doesn't have to be fish. It can be customers or clients or things like that. Now, from the fishes or the belly of the fish, which is the head of Andromeda, in the constellation of Pisces the fish and Andromeda the princess with lunar angel Amnixiel and Lord Ablamel. Ablamel is also the Lord that will help you in this mansion as in the previous mansion. So the Lord is different, Amnixiel is different, but the angel is different. Excuse me, the angel is different, Amnixiel is different, but the Lord is the same as the previous mansion. Okay, now February 22nd, we have a Aries waxing crescent moon in lunar mansion number 1 at 05, 13 hours. The stars Sheraton and Mesartheme are the stargates we access for star magic opportunities. When Luna activates this lunar mansion, it's favorable for energetic activity, though take heed that advertisements and can sort of be made that will be made by your enemies or your rivals in an attempt to intimidate for purposes of inflicting dissension and dislodgements of persons and businesses upon opponents during this mansion. So you want to get you out of your place of business, whether on social media or in a brick and mortar store or on your social media, or they might want to dislodge the persons that work for you or the persons that support you or the persons that are helping you in some way, or your employees. So you want to go ahead and guard against these things. Beware of pictures or icons depicting a black warrior wielding a weapon, according to Agrippa and Warnock's reference to Picatrix book, Picatrix, showing a man that's a fighting man, a warrior, a mighty warrior man wearing an outfit made of hair that circles around his midsection. So the hair kind of made of hair circles around the body, very long hair circling around the midsection, while with his right arm tossing a piercing weapon. Okay, this rendering is used to annihilate a specific person or a specific group. Okay, from the horns of Aries in the constellation of Aries the Ram with lunar angel Geniel and Lord Geras. The Lord can be Geniel, or Lord Geras. Part of where some of these are from where the word genie comes from and things like that. So a lot of these have very ancient, and again, the book Picatrix, we mention that often, but we're going to tell you about the books that are good. Stay tuned, because we'll give you all the good resources for your star magic. Okay, your star magic. Now, February 23rd, we have an Aries waxing crescent moon in lunar mansion number 2 at 02, 44 hours. The star Botine is the stargate we access for star magic opportunities when Luna activates this lunar mansion, advantageous for locating and retrieving jewelry and other expensive riches, as well as making audacious moves, okay? Audacious moves to better yourself or those in your charge. Also beneficial for securing detainees. Beware that rivals wanting to cause rebellion in your ranks often attempt to exploit such opportunities during this particular mansion. Utilize a picture or emblem of a king sporting a crown atop his head, for during this mansion such a rendering will such a rendering will cause the reunion and good understanding with the crown prince. Okay, so what you want to make sure, there's two things that you can do with this. So you can either cause it to make icons that will cause rebellion in your ranks, or you can use it with a king sporting a crown on his head, and then you can make another rendering that can cause you to have a reunion or a good understanding with the crown prince, that maybe you had a problem with somebody, or maybe you don't know somebody, but with a rendering of a king wearing a crown, you can get like either reconciled or have a very good understanding with the crown prince. Okay, so that's important. It can be used for good, they can be used for bad, but it's all relying upon what's convenient for you, what's convenient for your family. Do what's best for you and yours at all times. This is from the belly of Aries in the constellation of Aries the Ram with lunar angel Anetiel and Lord Enedil. Now, February 24th, we have a Luna transiting 2, count them 2, Mansions of the moon. Firstly, an Aries waxing crescent moon to Taurus moon voyages to lunar mansion number 3 at 00:55 hours. The star Alcyone is the stargate we access for star magic opportunities when Luna activates this particular lunar mansion. Profitable for enchanters, chemists, pharmacists, sailors, and sportsmen, hunters, trappers, and poachers. I know a movie that used this for poachers was a movie Crawl Space. That was a movie. Go see. They used this mansion in that movie in Crawl Space about poachers. Okay. Now use depictions or symbols of a richly dressed lady reclining in a valuable chair, resting her right arm casually above her head. Sometimes they use the left arm. For this representation causes anyone viewing it to become joyful, wealthy, and acquiring all that one desires in life. The star Alcyone resides in the sign of Taurus the Bull, while lunar mansion number 3 spans from the end of Aries to the beginning of Taurus, from the rainy ones, or those that reign, or the Pleiades, the 7 sisters, in the constellation of Taurus the Bull, with lunar angel Amixiel and Lord Annuncia. Now they used that in the movie with Angelica Houston. That is the Addams Family movie, and she was resting in her bed, with her arm over her head, and Gomez came in to Raul Julia played Gomez, came in to say en garde to the blinds, Monsieur en garde, Monsieur Soleil, and he went ahead and protected his wife and her plant that was going like this from the sun, because she was like someone that couldn't take the sun, and her plant couldn't take the sun, and they used that, and see, they're a rich family. And that's why when you watch that movie, you can become joyful and you can become rich, because they put these kind of things in it. Also, remember we talked about brotherly love? They take a section in movies, okay? Remember the first time we talked about was brotherly love? Remember in that movie they sang a song, Gomez and his brother, I think it was Fester, yeah. They sang a song about brotherly love. They took a section of the lunar mansions, bada bing, bada boom, right down the line, and made a movie out of it. That's where these come from. You want to make a movie? You want to make a TV show? You want to make a commercial? You use this. You make a movie, they take a chunk out of them, about as many as for a week. And if you want to make a TV show, they use 1 or 2, usually 1. And if you want to make a commercial, they use 1. Sometimes they'll mix 2 together, that kind of a thing. Now, secondly, also on the 24th, we have a Taurus waxing crescent moon through lunar mansion number 4 at 23:51 hours. The star Aldebaran is a stargate we access for star magic opportunities when Luna activates this lunar mansion. Beneficial to find safety in reinforcing your structures. Beware competitors seeking revenge, separation, hatred, and malice of a soldier riding upon a horse. Okay, this is what they use. So what happens is, if they want revenge, if enemies or rivals want revenge upon you and they want to create hatred or malice, they can also separate married couples. It can be very dreadful for married couples or relationships in general. They can also cause reptiles to run away. Okay. Now, how they do this is they make images. So beware this caveat here: beware an image of a soldier riding upon a horse, brandishing a snake in his right hand. For in this picture, what they'll do is this icon can cause the one projecting such magic to obtain revenge or cause others to seek revenge, okay? To break up marriages or relationship, or to generate enmity between other people, or to create spitefulness, okay? Now, they use this in some tarot cards on the Prince of Cups, okay? The Prince of Cups, which happens to be Scorpio, but this is Taurus. But the reason that's not completely off the rails, that's not completely odd. You know why? Here's where it's connected. Okay? You go to Chinese astrology, the source, Chinese astrology, okay? Chinese astrology. Taurus in Chinese astrology is the snake. And he's carrying a snake. So it returns you to Chinese astrology. There's always a method to the madness. There's always a connection. It's not wrong. There's always a connection, okay? You just have to study more deeply and you'll find the connections, okay? Now, the best thing to do to stay out of trouble during this mansion is to work on strengthening your constructs and your edifices. So you want to structure things that you've made. You want to strengthen, reinforce. If it's a building, if it's a construct, if it's a mental construct, if it's a web page, if it's your, YouTube channel or your Facebook page or your profile or your Twitter or your Instagram, anything like that, you want to make them stronger. You want to make your house stronger, because if you really go out during a waxing moon, you might actually cause something to happen. If you go out during a waning moon, this is a waxing, but if it was a waning, then it might happen to you. So if it's waxing, you'll probably cause it, and even if you didn't start it, you'll react to it. Okay, because this is the mansion that caused me to get interested in lunar mansions, because I got into somebody sort of tried to like harass my husband and myself. We were at a big box store, and I went and I went and backed the guy down, but it turned into a big thing. I mean, I came out on top, but I'm just saying, because because luckily, I had a lot of witnesses and I didn't start it, but I was so upset, and that was also on the date the 23rd, okay? And ever since then, my daughter, she has her name's Famke Barducci on Facebook. She does a thing where she does all the numerology, and she always does all the numbers, like the numerology for the month, and she always puts numbers that will add up to certain things, and 23, she knows for sure too, because I told her about it. She says, because it was the 23rd. And that's what it is. So so she want to check that out. She does really good numerology. Okay, so that's a really important mansion. This number 4 is a really important mansion. Okay, and again, this is from the head of Taurus in the constellation of Taurus with lunar angel Azariel and Lord Osiris. Moving on to February 25th, this is a Taurus waxing crescent moon to Gemini moon and lunar mansion number 5 at 23:33 hours. The star Messiah is the Stargate we access for the star magic opportunities when Luna activates this lunar mansion. Valuable for gaining good health and the favor of kings and his court, and to become influential, as well as to receive all good things for which you ask. Acquire high self-esteem for your good marriage by generating icons of these good affairs and project them into your universe. So project during a waxing and receive during a waning. Right now it's going to be waxing. Now beware renderings showing the devastation of casual lovers. For this rendering will devastate your careless relationships. It will. The traditional picture of this mansion is an icon of a man's head used to gain the help and the esteem of sovereigns, monarchs, and constables, as well as to gain access to theaters, plays, and concerts. From the white spot in the stars that span from the end of the constellation of Taurus the Bull to the beginning of Gemini the Twins with lunar angel Gabriel and Lord Kabil. Now, what you want to also understand is that this is a mansion where, if you'll notice, like on paper money or even on coins, they put a man's head or a queen's head, because a queen is a head of state or a king is a head of state. And quite truthfully, any woman that has given birth to a child is a man, is considered male, because she's given. Man produces male-female DNA, and a woman produces male and female offspring. It's the same thing. So that's the giving phase of the female. So the man will give to the woman creates the child, gives it back to the man, she's then giving to him. He becomes female at that stage. When she gives him the child, he becomes a female and she becomes male. So having a woman that's like a queen, like Queen Elizabeth had wonderful children, so it's a very powerful icon. So this is used on purpose. You can use it yourself. Okay, so this, now we're going to move to lunar mansion. Okay, on the 26th, the next day, the 26th of February, it's going to be the same mansion, because on the 26th of February, we have, again, a Taurus waxing crescent moon to Gemini moon, continues voyaging through lunar mansion number 5 for the entire 24 hours, same as the previous day, previous mansion. Now, we just want to give you, don't go away yet, want to give you the books you gotta have, must-have books if you want to study star magic, Stargate, astrology, if you want to study any kind of star magic. Firstly, we have Imperatrix. It's an essential book. It's an ancient book. It's by Maslama al-Majriti. It's attributed to him. He's an Islamic astrophysicist, mathematician, that kind of thing. That's a lot of people really focus upon that book. A lot of authors, a lot of very important authors really focus upon that book, okay? Now, second book, 3 Books of Occult Philosophy by Henry Cornelius Agrippa. That I have, the one I have for that is Llewellyn 2000, that was edited and annotated by Donald Tyson. Thirdly, we have The Mansions of the Moon, the book The Mansions of the Moon, A Lunar Zodiac for Astrology and Magic by Christopher Warnock, published by Renaissance Astrology. Okay? And I have that one, and I have the Christopher Warnock book, I have the Agrippa book, and the one Picatrix, I want to buy it. I'm going to try to get my husband to buy it for me next Christmas. But you can get it, there's a PDF online I've been using, okay? Online. You can get a free PDF right now. And as another one I want to get, but it's free online right now, there's The Fixed Stars and Constellations in Astrology by Vivian Irwin Robson. Very important book. And that was published in 1923. Very important book. So thank you for joining us. Join us again next time.